I'll give the Bulls all the credit tonight. They came out and they were incredibly physical. I thought our turnovers early in the game hurt us to start the game. I thought we played too fast, and I thought our turnovers really hurt us early in the game. Second quarter was disastrous for us offensively. I thought we did some better things in the second half, but Boozer and Dang were great tonight. 43 points. Lou hit some big shots at the end of the clock. A couple of big threes. We've just struggled to make shots, and you got to give them credit. They're a great defensive team, and the playoffs. The more you go into the playoffs, the more physical they get. I have to read the memo on freedom of movement again, but I give them all the credit. They got into us physically, and with all that said, Dre knocked that three down. It would have been a 5-point game with about a minute to play. So told our guys there should be no discouragement. They did what they had to do here tonight. They won the game. We got to go home, and we've got to be more efficient offensively. That's 3 games in a row now. They've held us to under 40%. We had the one good shooting game. Other than that, we've really struggled to make shots. And again, that's one of the reasons why they're able to win with injuries is because their defense always gives them a chance. They're big, they're strong. They blocked 11 shots tonight, as we did. But I just thought that early in the game we were out of sync. And again, I give them a lot of credit for that. But Lou and Booze were great tonight.
Is there any composure issue with the young team in a closeout kind of game?
I don't think so. I don't think. It was just a very physical game. It's a very physical game. So I didn't think that in any way that we lost our composure at all.
Doug, not that he was the only one, but in terms of opportunities, Elton has really struggled to find some offensive opportunities. What's playing a hand in that?
Well, they do a real good job. They're big. They're a big team. Booze is big and strong, and then the guy really who's done a great job for them is Taj Gibson. His numbers only 3 of 7 and stuff, but his impact on the game has been terrific. Asic is very big. They pressure your points of entry where you want to run your offense, and so we have not done a good job of getting in our areas to do that. But we're a team that normally we're a 21 assist team and 10 turnovers, 11 turnovers, and tonight we were 14 and 14. So the last 3 games we've been incredibly offensively challenged. The 2 games in Philly, we made just enough shots to win. Tonight, we just a couple times we had a couple shots I thought that could give us some momentum, and we couldn't find them. They just weren't there. But again, I give the Bulls a lot of credit. The one thing I've always understood in this business: if you don't play well, credit your opponent, because usually they force you not to play well.
How will you guys respond to the physicality of this game, or do you not anticipate that another game will be allowed to be quite as physical?
Oh, they're all going to be physical, Bob. That's the playoffs, and that's why I was sort of tongue-in-cheek saying freedom of movement, because there is none.
Coach, here. Do you think the next game back in Philly is a must-win situation for you guys?
Yeah, I don't want to come to Game 7.
Doug, when you talk about the physical nature, when you talk about the physical nature of this game, do you think your team can learn from what happened throughout this game and understand what it will take to get rid of a Bulls team like this, if in fact they do?
I think so, Mark. The big thing is, if you look at our players, we're not a physical team. You look at Ronnie Brewer, and you look at some of those guys, those are big, strong guys. And so if you look at our team, Thad has the size really of a small forward. Interestingly enough, early in the game, our most efficient player was Lavoie. And he's a bigger, stronger guy. So that's going to be a key. But you can't play out of character, Marcus. You can't all of a sudden we're going to run out there and we're going to play smash mouth basketball, because that's not what we do. If we do that, we'll fall into the trap that they want to put us in. That's why I told the guys, when they had that little scrum there at the end of the bench, we got to just stay with what we're doing. We're going to be okay. And look, I've been around a long time in this game and stuff like that. You can't let one game all of a sudden get you spinning in the wrong direction. We didn't expect to beat the Bulls 4 straight. and this is a damn good team. And, you know, Booz and Dane played great games tonight, and I give them a lot of credit. And they were 19 of 39. You look at the paint, once again tonight we were 11 for 34. So we got in there a lot, we just didn't finish.
Coach, earlier tonight you spoke of the human nature aspect, the tone of this game 5. How do you file that with your team on the way back to Philly and practice?
Well, you know what, I mean, I'm telling you, watching the game, I sure didn't think we gave into that game at all. I mean, like I said before, I had Dre hit that 3 from the corner at 77-72. So, I mean, I didn't see any give in with our guys. I mean, they went up 13 or whatever, and, you know, they could have rolled it into a 20-point game. Our guys didn't do that. So, I feel good about that. I mean, our guys are resilient. They play strong. I mean, it's just, you know, in the playoffs, the game gets very rough. You start looking at some of the scores of these games. I mean, teams are struggling to get into the 80s. You know, and that's the nature of playoff basketball. And so, you know, you have to have good spacing. And the thing about it is, for us, is we're not a great shooting team. We're just not a great shooting team. So we don't get stuff in transition. We have to get in the half court, and we shoot a lot of jump shots. I mean, that's just not our strength. When we're good is when we're running out on the break. We get points off. We had 16 points off turnovers. We had 23 fast break points, and had 69 points. So, I mean, we've got to be able to, you know, we missed some free throws. I thought in that second quarter when we were bleeding, you know, we missed 3 or 4 free throws. But my hats off to the Bulls. They did a great. It's not like they played a great game. I mean, they played efficiently enough and made enough shots there to keep us away from them. We just never could. We could never close the gap the way we'd like to.
Guys, a couple more.
Doug, do you think Bulls may have found something offensively? It looked like Boozer and Dang got a little bit more comfortable than they had been in the first 4 games. Like they've almost moved on from, you know, kind of what they were with Noah and Rose to what they are right now.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you know, a couple of the games they did a lot of chase action for Rip Hamilton. You know, they actually, I thought they changed their game plan in Game 4, where they went more into a power game, screen roll game. So when I looked at it, I mean, to me the difference was Law made shots tonight. Boozer made shots. I mean, they made 4 or 5 shots where, you know, the clock was winding down and they were falling down and they were contested. So, you know, I don't think we can overreact to that, Marcus. I mean, this is a team that has won a lot of basketball games. Chicago, they know where their bread and butter is. And as I said before, you know, Booz and Ding made some big shots tonight. That's what really great players do.
One more, guys.
It seemed like Evan was trying to go to the rim and get some. He likes going to the foul line, obviously, and getting some contact. And it seems like those calls just aren't coming in the postseason. How do you keep him from maybe letting the frustration of that?
Well, I talked to him about that. I said, you know, Evan, you got to be, you know, you can't over penetrate if there people are back there in that lane. You got to trust that little pull-up jump shot. But I mean, you know, Ronnie Brewer's a big, strong guy, and so you put Brewer on him, and it takes away some of that advantage. So I mean, that's what these playoffs are about. All of a sudden, you start moving some pieces around, and you start liking different matchups, and some you don't like. So it's not like we don't know what they're trying to do to us. It's just, you know, it's nice when that ball goes in the basket. You know, you're sitting over there as a coach, and you're just. And like, how do I get us a basket? You know, sometimes you feel it'll help us. I'm trying to help our team the best I can. And just, you know, we had some shots and we just didn't make them.
Thank you very much.